Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims info/thoughts video. So we got some more talk about The Sims 4, including Maxis Monthly, which is happening next week, as well as some SimGuru QA at the end. And I'm really glad that I get to include some more of those tweets, because it's been a while since I've done that. But let's jump right into it, and we'll start off with Maxis Monthly. So, SimGuru Kate tweeted today, join us for our last Maxis Monthly of the year, next Tuesday, December 4th, at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, we will be showing off some upcoming goodies for TS4. And there we go, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. I even made a tweet this morning where I was like, I wonder if we're going to get any hinty hints as to what's going to be shown in Maxis Monthly, and I had like this gif of Zari from Legends of Tomorrow looking in a tent from the season premiere episode. So yeah, I'm really glad it didn't take that long for my question to be answered. So what could be these upcoming goodies? Well, I have a pretty good guess, because in December every year so far with The Sims 4, they've released some free holiday content, although I feel like they've covered so much already with the past years, as well as what they put in the Seasons expansion pack, so I really am not sure what they could do if they are going to do more holiday content. Maybe it could focus more on different cultural holidays besides Christmas, so yeah, I guess that could be one way they can go about it. It was kind of interesting how with last year they put out some holiday content that was geared more towards people who celebrate the holidays in the southern hemisphere, where they don't really get snow, or not as much as the northern hemisphere. So yeah, a really interesting direction. So there's also a good chance it's something that I can't really think of. Although I wouldn't mind if it was something just kind of general and not really holiday themed, just like, oh, more clothes and objects, here you go. I don't think we're gonna get any huge features in December, because, I mean, we got what could be debated as the biggest update of The Sims 4 so far in November, with terrain manipulation, the Name Your Career feature, and so many other things. It was kind of crazy. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna get anything too major in terms of game features until early-ish next year. And I do think, at least for sure, it is going to be free content. I don't think we're getting a stuff pack or a game pack in December. I'm pretty sure Get Famous was supposed to be the very last piece of paid DLC to be released in 2018 for The Sims 4. So I don't think we're getting any of that sort of stuff until at least January. Usually something does come out in January, and that's good, since my birthday is January 15th. So usually there is a pack that comes out just before then. And I am really crossing my fingers that it's going to be a game pack, because I really love those. That's actually my favorite pack type so far, since they are smaller than expansion packs, but they go really in depth. And it usually is something that's brought back from a previous Sims game that's made better than it would have been as just some tiny feature of an expansion pack, and then it not really getting that depth that it really deserved. And I'd especially love it if it was another occult game pack in a similar way to vampires, because I know there's a lot of demand for witches, and I'm definitely one of those people who want them back. And I think other highly requested themes like university and a tropical island vacation destination, those I think would probably be better done in expansion packs, where they can be given a lot more features, because there's so many things that you can do with both of those things that, even though maybe you could do like a narrow focus with those things and just give really in-depth things to particular aspects of features that would go with them, I think they still appeal to a broad enough audience to the point where, yeah, sure, they could definitely be done as an expansion pack, and there's so many things that they could put in, and they'd be real crowd pleasers that way. And to briefly bring up another occult that I know a lot of people want to see, including myself, are mermaids, and I think it would be easier to fit them into a tropical island pack if they are included in an expansion pack. And it would be an interesting sort of twist in a way, because we haven't had an occult, a full occult that is, because Patchy doesn't really count, since Get to Work with the aliens. So yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to see a cult appear in an expansion pack again. And well, I don't know much about mermaids, so I don't really know if mermaids could be given a whole pack surrounding them like with vampires. So if you do happen to know a lot about mermaid mythology, then feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Maybe there's a lot that I don't know, and yeah, maybe they could be given a full like game pack to themselves with a similar skill tree and all of that stuff. I did have this past idea of making a game pack that focuses on scuba diving, and mermaids could be found through that by just scuba diving to like the biggest part of the ocean if you happen to find it, and it would work very similarly to Jungle Adventure. But upon thinking about it even more later on, it might actually be better for that to be part of an expansion pack where they could also reintroduce hotels that you could maybe run, and I don't know, maybe like a volcanic location and boats and just maybe other stuff that you can do on land, and include more stuff related to the culture, since that has been like a pretty major focusing point with The Sims 4. So yeah, I don't know, that could be an interesting way of doing it, but I'm sure we'll get a tropical pack at some point. Other stuff that I think will be in the Maxis Monthly livestream are just the announcement that Jungle Adventure and Outdoor Retreat will be available on consoles, because that's actually the same day they're coming out. So yeah, there's that, and I think they will also fully announce the Winterfest event for Sims Mobile, maybe coming later next week. That's what I would be guessing, since the patch notes did indicate that the event would be starting pretty soon, and what better way to start the event than have it just like commence at the beginning of December. I do hope they'll also give some sort of update on the situation with the pricing of the color swatches, if that isn't already addressed before next Tuesday, because yeah, I mean, that's been a huge deal. It's kind of funny, I haven't really seen this much talk surrounding The Sims Mobile ever than with this controversial update that came out this past week. So yeah, I think that really says a lot. Alright, so let's get into some SimGuru Q&A with SimGuru Grant. So the first subject is on farming. So when Galactic Simmer asks, would the Sims team ever look into a farming pack, similar to The Sims 3 with the cow and chickens, but with canning and alternative energy like solar panels, etc. And Grant says, it's something we've pondered. With farming, we have to ensure it's something enough players want, as making cows, chickens, etc. is a big deal. And I can somewhat see his perspective. Like, I mean, they made a whole expansion pack just for cats and dogs, and the pets expansions do tend to be more complicated for them to make than most other packs, so yeah, I can definitely understand that part of it, but I do think a lot of the Sims community wants this, at least like a good majority, so I don't think there should really be any doubting on that end. I know there's some who really don't care at all about farming and want university first, but honestly, even though I want university, I'm the other way around. A farming expansion pack is probably, well, I don't know, maybe if it's done really, really well, a tropical island expansion pack could top seasons for me, but farming would be another potential candidate because, yeah, I live in a rural area, so I can somewhat relate to it, and I really do think, just like with the more animals that we have in The Sims, the more lively the game feels. I still remember with The Sims 3, the game did feel a little bit dull for a while, and then when that Pets expansion pack came out, the game for me just suddenly felt way more alive. And it is interesting that Galactic Simmer also brought up alternative energy sources. And, well, I've already spoken at length in the past about what I'd really like to see with off-the-grid sort of gameplay. And I don't know, I guess if you really stretch it, it could kind of go with farming, but I think if they were to put farm animals and alternative energy and off-the-grid sort of stuff, then they probably would have to make that a full expansion pack, though that actually is what I want to see with farming, for it to be a full expansion pack instead of just a game pack, so they can really just maximize their effort to put as many farm animals into the game as they can, instead of it just being like cows and chickens and nothing else. So yeah, oh geez, that cow cut out. But yeah, I think off-the-grid gameplay could be its own separate game pack where it's fleshed out a bit more. I think that is something that fits the game pack mold a little bit better, and you could have a small kind of world that could be like having a dam as its center landmark, and that has maybe 6 or 7 lots that you can build on, and yeah, it could have a lot of Sims living there who just all live off the grid. None of them living on the grid, just all off the grid. Or maybe there could be like one that lives on the grid to just make things a little bit different. But yeah, I think I would like to see farming as an expansion pack and off the grid and alternative energy as a focused game pack. Oh, and one other thing that I almost forgot to mention is that I know that Stardew Valley is a pretty popular game within the Sims community, and I know some of us also enjoy the farming simulator games, so I think that's another reason in favor of putting out a farming pack for The Sims 4. I mean, if so many Simmers already enjoy farming simulators, why not? Why not do it in The Sims? It could potentially sell a lot of units. So the next question is related to stairs, where Daniel KV95 asks, are L-shaped or U-shaped stairs impossible? And Grant says, nope. So yeah, it's not like they're out of the question, it's just that they're probably really complicated to make. I know Grant has talked about wanting to add so many things to build mode, and stairs being one of them, and not just L-shaped or U-shaped. So yeah, I really hope imagine how funny it would be if it was like 2019, the year of the stairs, where they just not only add like spiral stairs, but they add like L-shaped stairs, U-shaped stairs, and escalators, maybe even like functional elevators. Well, no, I think that's actually going to be stretching it quite a lot, but I don't know, at least 2 different types of stairs next year I think would be really interesting, because goodness gracious, like, we really need more stair types. The game's been out for over 4 years, and at a base level, we still have just the stairs, the normal stairs. Like, yeah, I know you can kind of like manipulate the game to make it look like as if there's L-shaped stairs, but yeah, it's just not quite that user-friendly. Next, we have a question surrounding the difficulty of the game and just the harshness of this life simulation. And Lola says, why is everything so sunshine and rainbows? Where's the sense of peril? It's not even satisfying to burn my Sims in houses anymore. Where did the burglar go? The repo man? The unsavory charlatan? We need a villains game pack at this rate. And Grant says, I agree. We need more. And I also agree. We definitely need more. Yeah, the burglar, definitely my most wanted NPC at this time, and yeah, the unsavory charlatan was kind of funny. If you don't know who that is, that was an NPC from the Sims 2 Free Time expansion pack, and he could steal some money off of your Sims. And yeah, there definitely needs to be a little bit more difficulty, I think. It was a fairly positive sort of step with Get Famous, where it is pretty difficult to gain fame, although I think maybe they went a little too far towards the other extreme where it's a little too difficult. Like, it's to the point where one of my Sims ended up losing all of her progress after getting so close to getting her first level of fame. I was just like, okay, that's a little overkill. But yeah, definitely seeing stuff like the burglars and the unsavory charlatan and just other sorts of crazy stuff that can really throw your Sims' lives for a loop would be nice. As someone who has been playing The Sims since The Sims 1, I do feel that with each consecutive release of the main series, it's gotten easier each time, though for a little bit it was a good thing because I think The Sims 1 was too harsh. The Sims 2, I think, is about the right level of difficulty, and then both The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, I think, are a little too easy. And the last question we have here is actually related to more behind-the-scenes sort of stuff. So, Outlaw RW says, I see you're on answering stuff. I'd like to bring up something about Cass. When you are female and want to wear male clothing and vice versa, there's a distortion that happens to the body. Are there any plans to go in and make this less of an issue? And Grant responds, originally, our clothing was not designed to work across multiple genders. We did a ton of work to make it as good as possible. There are some distortion issues. As we have designed new clothing, we've tried to make it work from the start. That definitely makes sense to me. The Sims 4 did not have those gender options from the day it launched. That was a couple of years later when they put out that massive Create a Sim update. So yeah, definitely makes sense, and it is good that at least with the clothing that's come out for the game after that update, it is working a little bit better. To be honest, I do need to use those options a little bit more. I think most of the time that I've taken advantage of this option was through hair. Like if it's like a feminine hair that's normally only in feminine and I want to use it on a male sim because I think it really suits them, then yeah, I cross out the masculine tag so then those feminine hairs are available to them. But yeah, other than that, I will admit I need to use this more. And that wraps up another Sims info/thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think will be revealed in next week's Maxis Monthly, and your thoughts on any of the topics that I covered in this round of the SimGuru QA. And be sure to leave a like or comment or even subscribe because it lets me know that you like my channel, my videos, and it helps you keep up to date more easily with my latest content from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!